Hey yo, welcome back to the High Kicks podcast. A little bit of a different feel for this one. First time we're taking it to YouTube, and probably IGTV also. So, this is me. I'm Brian.
Was good. I'm Carl.
As you guys know, but you've heard our
You're right, yeah.
voices and haven't really seen the faces, so I figured I'd put something to that. Um, Now to get to what we really care about. Carl, I'm not happy.
Yeah,
At
you
all.
shouldn't be.
At
But
all. Like, Allison played worse with his goddamn feet than I did in all of my years of being a keeper.
you can be as salty as you want, but I thought Man U won against Everton
Yeah, you did
because
say
I
that.
just stopped watching.
You were like, that
So
was a great win, and then we were playing Rocket League the next day, and you brought it up, and I was like, nah, bro, you drew.
yeah, very salty.
So,
And Man City's just running shit.
Man
So
City's running everything. It's kind of just like, at this point, they're
Man
so
City
good.
is the best team in the Prem, and it sort of just sucks to say
They're
because
so
Phil
good.
Foden. I personally think Phil Foden should turn into a Waza, and that would be nuts for his career if he just played like a center forward role. Just because Aguero is probably going to be out and everything.
Yeah, I see Phil more slotting into that like David Silva role in the midfield. I think Pep wouldn't have taken a player so close under his wing and so like fine tuned and however you want to say it in terms of his development if he didn't have that kind of plan for him. It's kind of a similar thing to what we saw him do with Messi. I'm not saying Phil Foden is Messi at all because he's not, and that would be blasphemous. But
Yeah,
like, it's that same kind of thing, and I don't really think Pep is going to take a player like that under his wing without that kind of plan for him. Like, ball at your feet dictating the play, because if he's just the center forward, not just the center forward, but if that's the position he ends up in, I don't think moving him around the pitch so much during his development would have been his development.
yeah, probably not. But we all saw the way that the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Wayne Rooney, was able to break everything down at every position on the field before he really
That's fair.
moved up to striker. Like he could play literally anywhere on the pitch, but that's just because he loved the game so much. He could have been playing defense and still loved it. Um, but Bruno, yeah, that's it. I just really wanted to say that.
I mean, that goal he scored was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
just gonna say Bruno,
that was a stunner.
Bruno.
He's special. And the craziest thing about him is Sporting look like they're glad he's gone. Like, his replacement is doing better in that team than Bruno did.
Yeah, scarily.
Like, I don't get it at all.
I don't understand that in the slightest, but that's
Like,
for another day.
yeah, and
Just straight up, like that dude's so good, and it's just like the young talent that we get to see at Leipzig.
that's kind of fair. Um, Sporting is just, they're churning out players. Portugal's kind of churning out players, though. Like, Ruben Diaz coming out
Yeah,
of
that's the
Benfica.
main thing.
João Felix a couple years ago. I'm excited for that national team.
Well,
Really,
obviously,
really excited for that national team.
just imagine every single player on their national team starting in your team, and everyone wants that, so it doesn't even matter. The only
Yeah.
person that I think is overhyped, and I don't know on like his game doesn't reflect that. But Bernardo Silva, I think, is overhyped still. Like his game reflects that he's top class, but I don't know.
He's so good. He's so
Yeah,
good.
for some reason I just have like that stomach feeling about him where it's just like, do I give him 2 cents or do I just bite me like
He was the
screw
best
off?
player on their squad when they won the Euro.
Yeah, he was. He was
Like,
better than Ronaldo,
like
bar none.
so. Like, where is your skepticism? Like, I really, really don't get it.
Older Ronaldo. I don't know. I just
So,
really,
the
I think
older
it's mostly
Ronaldo,
because
you know
he
his
played
goal scoring?
for Man City.
You know Ronaldo's goal scoring has ticked up since he's turned 30?
Yeah, I sort of don't
He
understand.
scores more goals a game since 30 than before 30.
Well, yeah, playing winger and then playing striker is a massive difference recently.
I mean,
Even though like he used to previously like sort of play like that striker role,
yeah.
but
I just got to shout back to the Prem for something that you called Ederson is pulling away on clean sheets
yeah,
from Emmy. I still maintain
um,
Emmy Martinez has been the signing of the summer for anyone in the Prem. If you
I
just
still think he's better than Ederson currently.
in goal,
Yes,
what are you on?
currently,
What are you on?
bro.
What
Have
are
you
you on?
not been seeing Ruben Diaz? Have you not been seeing
Yeah, but
the
Carl,
man, the
you
myth,
can't.
the Englishman?
Yes, but you
Like
can't.
Stones is going off.
I know, but you can't discount how good a keeper is just because his defense is great. Like Ederson is one of the
Bro.
best one-on-one keepers in the world. He's got some of the best
Yes,
reflexes.
one-on-one. What I'm
Hold on,
saying is
he's got some of the best.
currently just given form.
But
I'm giving it to
we
Martinez
don't know
over
what
Ederson.
we don't know what Ederson's form is right now. Like straight up.
Okay, so let's see him play for Brazil. Oh wait, Allison's there.
That's just unfortunate for Ederson, honestly.
So like, what do you want me to say? This is what we're gonna see from him, and we will never know unless he goes to a different team. Like I honestly
Because when it comes down to it and when it matters, Ederson has been making the saves, especially this year. And
yeah,
I like Ruben Diaz and John Stones have been great in front of him, but he's made the saves when he's needed to make the saves. So those 13 clean sheets, I don't take anything away from him on that. Like you can think what you want, but I totally disagree with you.
yeah. I think
Like-
De Gea's been making like those essential saves too.
I
I've seen
just
Emilio Martinez literally do it so much better.
Emmy has been a revelation for Villa.
Emiliano. Yeah.
But I mean Emiliano, yeah, but it gets shortened to Emmy a lot.
No, I mispronounced his name.
Oh, but like, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I mean, I guess it's the keeper in me. Just using the defenders to discount the goalie doesn't sit very well.
Bro, I have to with the way that defense is playing. Like, no matter what way you put it.
Yeah, but
that
historically,
defense is
when their
nuts right
defense
now.
hasn't been playing well, he has.
Yeah, obviously.
He has.
Yeah,
So that just
But the
makes
role
me.
can swap.
Yeah, but he's not playing well.
He's playing all right.
He's playing
But
fantastic.
I think Ruben Diaz and John Stones are playing so amazing that it's sort of overshadowing everything
So part
that he's
of
doing.
you have to keep in mind part of why defenders play so amazing is because they get directions from their goalkeeper.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So
you
that-
see that with like Allison and that. You see that when De Gea is in that. You see that when Courtois is in that. Everyone starts clicking better. But what I'm just saying overall is that his defenders, like Ruben Diaz, is able to do this also when he's playing for Portugal. Like he's able to carry a defense like that.
That's fair.
He is so good. Like he makes.
But but one player being good doesn't take away the ability of another.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I-
also it's
you're-
like a Ramos thing.
But
like,
but you
Ramos is
still
like the
you
better
still have
leader.
not said anything about Ederson to put him back.
I said
your argument.
Martinez is in better form.
I know, but your argument for that has been Ruben Diaz. I need you to spit some facts about Ederson and how he's playing that makes
I'm
you
just
think
saying that I
Emiliano's
think
in better form.
Martinez is in better form right now.
Yes, but why?
But he's playing for a worse team and fucking still has 11 clean sheets. Like, he's still going off. He's still performing almost just as well as Ederson. But I'm saying that Ederson has two better center backs right now. So I think Martinez's current form is better than Ederson given his situation.
Okay, I just needed you to finish the whole thought because you kept going on.
No, that's what I was saying.
I know,
that's
but
what I was saying to begin with. I was saying that Martinez is in better form currently.
Yeah, I know, but I needed you to finish the sentence as to something
Or, like-
related to Ederson's play.
But that's it. Like, he
I
has
don't
those center
necessarily.
backs. Like, Villa does not have those center backs like Man City does right now.
Man, City's
Ogbonna
got
is-
4 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, City has them center
City
backs.
has like 2 world-class center back pairings.
Ake, who can literally just be like, oh, like, you actually need me to play today? And then they have Laporte, who they're like, oh, you're actually the best left-footed player in the world, but guess what? John Stones is playing.
Correct yourself there. Best left-footed center back in the world.
Yeah,
not
best
player.
left-footed center back. I'm not smoking crack. That's fair. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even putting Messi's name in that like conversation.
Okay, good. Good.
He's playing like it, but I'm pretty sure, is Varane left-footed? Because I'd give Varane like that above him. That's another story overall. One of the best, and then John Stones is playing even better than him alongside Ruben Diaz, and I just don't understand that defense. That defense is nuts.
Yeah,
But like Bruno,
Bruno bothers me
why?
because he's so good. And just to confirm, Rafa Varane is a right-footed player.
Oh, Ron is right-footed. Interesting.
Yeah, Bruno annoys me.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I'm a Liverpool supporter, so Bruno annoys me. I respect
Yeah.
the shit out of him. Dude's fantastic, but he annoys
Yeah.
me.
I have to wholeheartedly agree with you. Like, I hate Mo Salah leading the Prem in goals, but love watching him play. Someone who's still racking up them assists, Digne. Just Digne. Dude is literally gonna carry Everton
So Everton's drop off in form and their drop in the table
when he wasn't playing.
coincided
was so
with
nuts.
coincided with his injury.
Bro,
We
don't understand
we
how
opened
much of
this
a
season
difference.
talking about how Dominic
Digne.
Calvert-Lewin was important and how the signing of Decoye and Allen and James in the midfield was going to be so
Bro,
important.
it was Digne.
And it took us a couple games to realize Digne is the most important player on that team.
It was Digne.
Digne runs the field similarly to the way the entire footy world gives Trent praise for running the field from right back, but Digne does it from the left and doesn't get the credit.
I would say he sort of runs it similar to Andy with like some more of the Trent passing because he does have some of that stamina that you don't always get to see out of Trent.
That's
even though
fair.
Trent doesn't stop. Like,
I was thinking more of just on the offensive end, but Digne is a much better defender than Trent.
yeah, that's the reason why I would give it to Digne like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he can also play left mid, which is interesting when he's able to play that alternating left mid. Like, he's just such a strong player on the ball as well. It's really interesting. But he plays for France. Scary thing in the world. They don't need more great players, but they just keep on getting more and more. So
Yeah.
we'll see that at Euros, and we'll see Digne without a doubt, especially his form. And another player we'll be seeing at Euros is Gundogan. And you know why? Because he's just thriving off of his system, and the only reason why I'm saying that, despite his great form, is just because I hate him because he plays for City and he didn't perform that great for Germany a little while ago, but he's still a great player for Germany, and he'll probably be going off. So I'll hold my tongue for a little bit, but screw you, Gundogan. You're playing really good.
So he has impressed me immensely
So well.
in the
He's
last
playing
couple weeks.
So well.
His ability to control the tempo of the game from the midfield and
If you're talking
then
about anyone taking David Silva's position, I am giving that to Gundogan right now.
I just can't give it to Gundogan because he's 30. I'm
Exactly,
talking
but-
long-term solution. But so what he does so well right now is he is controlling the tempo of the game in midfield and dictating the passing sequences and moving the defenders out from where he wants to, spraying the ball off, and then he himself, who has just dictated the play, is making the run through the final third to get the goal.
Or the follow-up.
Or the follow-up.
Because he's been so clean with the follow-ups recently.
I don't understand it. Like,
It's
he's
sort of just really frustrating me.
he is everywhere at once. Like, everywhere.
Jesus.
Also, can we start changing the name of Tottenham Hotspur to Tottenham Harry Canes? Because, like...
Bro, no. You also need Son there. You also need Son. I do
do you,
not want to
though?
hear... I don't want
Hear
to
me
hear
out. No,
anything...
but hear me out. When Harry Kane is hurt and he's off the pitch, they suck. When he comes back
Yes.
on the pitch, they're a capable football team.
You know who's helping Harry Kane to be a capable football team?
But when Son is off the pitch...
And it's just Harry Kane, it's still competent, but it's very less so competent.
Much less so, but...
Like, that's my point.
I will pick them. I
drastically
will
less.
pick them to beat somebody if Son's not playing and Kane is, over if Kane is playing and Son isn't. Right now, I would have said.
You said the same thing.
Yeah, I said it. Same
yeah.
thing twice. But like last season, I would have picked them to win if only Son were playing. This season, Kane is on a just different level.
Yeah, but you also can't take away from Son.
I'm not.
Almost leading the
I can't.
Prem in goals.
I can't. Son is sitting at 13 goals and 6 assists, and Kane is sitting at 11 assists and 13 goals.
Yeah. So, like...
Also, speaking of goals, shout out...
11 assists, 13 goals. Did you say that right?
Yes, I did. Shout out to Pat Bamford, getting his 100th career goal. Not in the Premier League, obviously, but just...
Bro, it doesn't matter. He has 12 goals in the Prem at his age, and he's playing well.
Yeah.
I give the man hella props. I love watching Leeds play. I just hate that they aren't further ahead than they actually are in the table.
I mean...
They should be higher, in my opinion. They just have clinical finishing issues.
I don't necessarily think they should be higher based on... Like, I've been watching a lot of Leeds this year.
Bro, it's finishing. It is finishing.
It's not finishing. It's not only finishing, though. So they...
More often than not, I've been seeing issues with finishing.
This is their issue. They have scored 38 goals. That's great.
Yeah.
They've also allowed 38.
Yeah.
They go for broke. They play they play football the way I play Rocket League when we play twos.
Rotation.
like I'm not kidding. They just go for broke and
go for broke, but that's their style. So the way that they fix that style is they become more clinical. They aren't going to alter that entire style until they get a world-class CDM/defender alongside their current world-class CDM.
I was going to say they have Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't think you can place any higher than mid-table if you don't play defense in the Prem.
Yeah, I understand that entirely. But I think it's completely possible to alter that if you get someone alongside Phillips.
Oh, I agree with you. But just you saying that you think they should be higher, they're sitting at 10th. They're sitting at 10th right now. And based on their style of play...
You know where they would be if they didn't have those clinical finishing issues that we've seen game after game? Because they would draw some of those games if they didn't have those issues, and they would have, they probably would have beat Spurs a while ago if they didn't have these finishing issues. They were playing that well in that game in the beginning minutes, and the only reason why they ended up losing, I'm thinking it was 3-1 or something, was because of a lucky goal, the crazy lucky goal by Ndombele, and then they had 2 other mediocre goals. But they had 4 chances within the first 20 minutes.
That's fair.
If you have 4 chances within 20 minutes against a Spurs team that was playing the best team in the world at that time,
the issue is, though,
you are a capable team.
But
and I realize they're running out
play.
of form. Yeah, but they need to be just slightly more clinical. And if they were, oh my god. They had just alter every single thing about that team. If they pretty much had Vardy, holy crap, do you think, how good that team would be? Just think about that.
Bamford scored more goals than Vardy.
Bamford scored more goals than Vardy. Vardy a lot faster than Bamford and would alter that style of play a lot more.
That's
that
true.
counter attack is different at
That's
Leicester.
true. I feel like
you got to think about that counterattack, and they need to do more counterattack with more clinical finishes because they already have the counterattack and the possession-based counterattack, which is nuts because they outpossessed Man U earlier in the year, and Man U has actually been playing really good possessive football.
they outpossessed Liverpool too.
Yeah, I remember these games vividly when we were talking about Leeds potentially being like a top 8 team. Like, I don't think we ever like really thought they were gonna stay there, but like we were talking about them in the top 8.
They're
like,
still chilling up at.
they're a top
10.
12 team.
Yeah.
They're a top 12 team.
So also, how long ago was it that Southampton was on top of the Prem?
Bro, it feels like 2 days ago, if we're actually being honest.
And
it feels like
they're
Man
now
U
21 points back.
It feels like Man U was running the Prem still, like, for like 2 weeks at this point.
And
like it
they're
feels like their
5
reign
points
was
back.
forever.
City's got a game in hand. Like,
Yeah, exactly. City's just running away with it. It's a very bizarre season, and sad enough, City's gonna be like the Prem leaders.
Yep.
And they're gonna win. Like, they are the only team in the Prem without either injury issue or just with no flaw on the pitch at all.
I think this could be their year to win-win. I don't mean.
You think they could win like a treble?
I could see them winning the Champions League with this squad. If this defense holds.
If this defense holds, but we have not seen them. Like, we have seen them against, like, Liverpool, and Liverpool was able to score 1, but City still was able to clap back.
Liverpool scored 1 on a questionable penalty call. That
it was a very sus penalty.
My issue. Hold on, can we talk about the penalties real quick?
Sure.
There
was weird ones.
My issue with the way penalties are called and the way that fans judge that they're called. So, Ruben Diaz pulled at Mo Salah's arm. He didn't pull very hard, but he pulled enough to confuse or to do something to his body on the ball. He altered Mo Salah's ability to play the ball in the box.
Yeah.
Mo completely oversold the contact.
Like he's going to.
But it was a foul, in my opinion, because of the way and the nature in which he twisted his shoulders.
Yeah.
But you're not helping anybody's case when you dive like that.
No, but like that is going to happen. That's what the game has become.
I know.
Neymar started that entire movement.
I don't think Neymar started that entire movement. I think Neymar made it mainstream.
Yeah, he made it mainstream. That's what I should have said.
I think he actually made it more mainstream for like fans our age. Because if you ask somebody else, somebody will say somebody older started diving first.
That's fair entirely, but we really get to see Neymar as of recently. Like, I don't know if you remember when he got the knee in his back during the Brazil-Colombia game.
Is that the one where everyone made fun of him for rolling 7 times?
Yeah, exactly. When he actually had like a fractured vertebrae.
Yeah.
Like everyone still thought he was like joking around. Like that's how much like he tries to sell calls.
That's fair.
That's fair. When he actually gets injured, it's like a boy who cried wolf. Like it's just really sad nowadays. But he is like more injury prone as of recently. Otherwise, he would be in Ballon d'Or conversations a lot more often.
I saw something on Instagram, and I think it's true. So if you, from our time period, hopped back in time to like 2012 and told somebody that Neymar will not have won a Ballon d'Or by 2020, they'd slap you in the face.
Yeah.
They'd slap you in the face. And it's not even...
I think they would ask you if you're on drugs.
I think they would also ask you how bad his career-ending injury was. But...
yeah, that's fair.
None of this is even really a mark on Neymar, though. It's just the unprecedented longevity of Messi and Ronaldo.
Well, obviously it's unprecedented. No one was like... at that point in time, of course, like, I was saying, like, Messi is the greatest player of all time.
Well, I don't think you were saying it by 2012. He was only 5 years into being, like, a first-team staple.
Bro,
Actually, yeah, by 2012, he was already in the
Everyone
GOAT
was saying
conversation.
that.
That's,
Everyone was saying that in
yeah.
our generation. He was our generation's. Well, LeBron is our generation's Ronaldo. So, sort of like Jordan, but like a modern day Michael Jordan.
Yeah. The LeBron Ronaldo comparison is just so accurate because
Yeah, exactly.
it's the
That's the
same year.
main thing.
It's the
It's
same
just
year. They're the
oddly,
same age.
bro. Yeah,
Like,
I just can't understand it.
like I'm trying to think of somebody to relate to Messi, and I can't.
Yeah, because you can't do Jordan. Like
No.
that's
Well,
not an
I
accurate
mean, I'm trying to
comparison.
think of another sport within that, like, same player who kind of broke out in 2007,
Federer.
2003.
Yeah.
Djokovic, maybe. But I can't put Djokovic in the Messi conversation.
Yeah, no, that's disrespectful to Messi.
Even though Djokovic is potentially the third best tennis player to ever live, no disrespect on like Sampras, Borg, Connors, all the greats. I do know my tennis for anybody who like has any issue with that, but I don't know. I just can't think of anyone.
Yeah.
Messi's just so himself.
Messi is Messi, and like you can even like call plays like when he like 5v1s as like him pulling a Messi like at this point in his career.
I saw
Like, he's the
a
only player I can really see do like a 5v1 without like breaking a sweat.
I saw a picture of Danny Alves's career assists, and one of them was a pass where it left Danny Alves's foot on his own half and rolled about 10 yards to the top right side of the pitch where your right forward is going to sit. And the Instagram post was like, now how is that an assist? Then they showed the video. Danny Alves rolls the ball to the right and Messi just burns 6 defenders and the goalie.
He just takes everyone on and it's just like, oh, so you want me to finish this left or right, like around you, like I'll
Or
go
over
either
you, or
side.
through you.
Oh,
I can kick
with
it. I
my
can
left
kick it hard
foot.
enough too that it'll go through you.
He doesn't care about going through you though. He'll just be like, oh, I'll chip it around you. I'll make sure it doesn't ever touch you.
It's something that's so underrated about Messi in terms of his finishing. Like,
What his power?
yes,
Yeah,
like
obviously.
you think
just
about
because
Messi,
of his size.
you think about Messi, and you think about the curl and the finesse and the placement. He's got a rocket.
Obviously, we are talking about like the best football player that has ever been alive, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think it's so hard. I'm not gonna throw that label.
I
Really?
will take him over Ronaldo.
I'm just like I'm
I will take
more.
Messi over Ronaldo. That's it.
I am more about, like, I don't know, it's so hard in footy, and on the field maybe you're right, but when you talk about athletes you also have to talk about their off the field and the way they whatever with players and da 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 da. And I've heard more good things about off the pitch Ronaldo than off the pitch Messi.
Well, yeah.
In
I
terms,
don't care about that.
but
Messi all the way. I'm a Messi fanboy.
of course you are. I don't know.
Bro, you have to choose one. Like,
I know,
who
and
would you choose?
I think I'd pick Ronaldo.
You would pick Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just listen to, like, when other
Yeah.
people, like, have their opinions about this, because it's
Like,
just, like,
it's so interesting, but I would pick Ronaldo because from what I've noticed, Messi, while Messi's the one who can create,
yeah.
he needs less, or he needs more around him than Ronaldo does to succeed. That's something I've noticed. I've noticed that when a Ronaldo team has...
I'm gonna disagree with that, but that's just because...
perfectly can.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, this is something that's like... We're basically arguing which water brand tastes better.
Yeah, no, I was gonna try to make a water comparison. I was gonna be like sparkling water versus like club soda. Like it's like the same
Like-
exact thing. You aren't gonna like there's no real answer to it. It's the same thing.
I was
But,
going
like,
to say
you just have to
Dasani
be-
or Poland Spring, but there is an answer there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dasani just tastes like piss for some reason.
Yeah.
But everyone knows that. Also, fun fact for everyone out there, tap water is safer than bottled water. There's more regulations.
Environmental science major.
Yep, smart people things.
Nah,
But yeah.
don't say smart people things. Say environmental science major.
ENVS major. Ooh. But yeah, let's look at the upcoming games.
Yeah, because we kind of got off topic a little bit here.
Yeah.
More than kinda. So
Okay.
upcoming.
Starting with this Saturday, the 13th.
Why are the good games so early?
It has to be, and what I think we should do this week is predict every single one up to next Monday. This coming Monday. So
No, let's predict those.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll predict
So-
up to the 15th.
Yeah.
All right.
So starting off with your game. Leicester versus Liverpool.
Oh, I know. I heard you. That's why I sighed.
I'm taking Madison and Tielemans
You're taking.
to sort of say, hey, I hate you, Liverpool, just like Man U hates you. I'll do Man U a favor and get a win.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is. I'm gonna go with Liverpool.
I'm taking a 3-2 Leicester just because I hate Liverpool.
I'm gonna go Liverpool 2-1,
Okay.
and I'm hoping Hendo can return to the midfield because I think by Saturday, Ozan Kabak should be ready.
Okay, but you were making a very valid point to me earlier, saying that you wouldn't want to start Kabak against a team like Man City just because it's like a knock on his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leicester can also be that knock on
So
confidence.
Leicester's different though. So,
But Leicester's also
but,
home.
But getting beat on a counter is totally different than getting completely outpossessed and outplayed in every facet of the game. Like,
That's fair.
Like
That's
Leicester,
fair.
even if Leicester walks away with a win, on the stat sheet, most of the time they look like they get
Less
outplayed.
possession.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's
They
a
play an amazing counter. Though,
I think it's a
so.
decent game for Kabak to get some kind of start, and if he does get a start or some kind of debut
Yeah.
and plays to the billing of his prospect,
That's the main thing. If he plays to what he should look like, we won't have any problems with Liverpool actually winning.
but that's why I'm
But-
going to go Liverpool 2-1.
Yeah. fair.
I'm
Crystal
going
Palace, Burnley.
to Palace 3-1.
3-1 Palace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a 2-1 Palace.
I really like Eze a lot. Like, he's
Yeah.
so exciting.
We don't even have to explain that one that much. Zaha as a...
Not even
and-
Zaha, though. Like, Zaha's just all talk lately.
Bro, but I still just love watching him play.
I mean, he's so exciting and he's fun to watch, but
Exactly.
I mean, he's not even that exciting, actually. He's less exciting. He's more name. Like, if you took Will Zaha off the back of his shirt and he was like, That's
I
my...
disagree with that, but fair.
Last year, he had 4 league goals and 4 league assists. That's not worth talking about.
That's true.
Okay.
Fair enough.
okay.
Statistically, he's not doing what you want. All right, next game, the City
City-
versus Spurs.
No, nothing against Spurs. I could see City rolling them 5-0.
I could see 4-2.
I mean, I'm not going to pick
let's
5-0.
just-
I'm not going to pick 5-0. I'm going to go 3-0. But
Yeah.
there isn't a team other than, like, maybe Bayern right now that
Actually, I'm taking it 4-1.
I couldn't see City potentially beating 5-0.
I could see Bayern getting beat by them 5-0 right now.
Okay, then I could see City potentially beating any team in the world 5-0.
Yeah, low key. Because Gnabry and Sane aren't in great form, but also we aren't seeing Champions League competition.
Yeah, Bayern
which is
kicks
a
up differently
Bayern.
When Champions League comes to play.
Because that's when Boateng starts to click. Like, even at Boateng's age, it doesn't matter. He always shows up. And wait until Sule starts to show up the way that Boateng does, because Sule has, like, more potential than Boateng did at his age.
That's fair.
All right. That's another story.
Brighton and Villa.
Villa.
All right, cool. We're on the same page there.
Villa 3-0. Keep it going.
I don't know, 3-0. I'm going to go 2-0, maybe 2-1. Neil Maupay is scrappy, and he's able to help out Brighton, and they get goals.
Yeah, but Villa. Grealish is second in assists for a reason. And
that's fair.
You just get to see them ball out.
That's fair. I want to stop and talk about this game, not necessarily the next game for the game, but just highlight a couple of the players. So we have Wolves, Southampton.
Yeah.
I'm taking Southampton 2-1.
Interesting. I'm taking Wolves 2-1. Just because I like Wolves.
I do too. I like Wolves a lot, but they've been a different team since Raul Jimenez has been out.
Exactly. That's why I just want to see them actually win as if Jimenez was still in the side.
They won't because he's that important.
Yeah, I know.
Also, Southampton has the best free kick taker in the league. Don't even try and argue Bruno because James Ward-Prowse deserves that title this year.
That is entirely fair.
There is nothing you can say that can change my opinion on. I would put Ward-Prowse.
His accuracy is actually nuts.
Also, Adama's numbers have been down for Wolves this year in every facet of the game.
Every single person on Wolves is playing lesser. Even Podence is playing lesser than what he should. So let's just ignore it and hopefully they get a dub against Southampton.
I'm picking Southampton though.
Yeah, you got it. Don't poop on them. They're poop. They'll get pooped on by a couple other teams.
West Brom, Man United. Let's hope that West Brom wins this game 90-0.
Bro, I'll give West Brom $200.
Will you donate money if West Brom wins?
No.
You want to do that
again?
I'm
not doing that again. If you start that one, I'll do it. But I'm not. I was so sus. I was losing money.
That's fair. As I said last time, I'm not really in a state to be trying to lose money.
Yeah, exactly.
Although it would be going to a good cause.
Yeah.
I will.
3-0.
I should have said it earlier in the year because it would have been a funny joke, but I would have donated money had Arsenal gotten relegated, but that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Man U 3-0. Next question, Arsenal versus Leeds.
All right. This is
at the Emirates.
This is a game to talk about. We could go on for this.
I'm giving it 2-2 draw.
3-2 Leeds.
You're taking Leeds. Interesting. I don't even think we should go on about it. I think we should just see if our predictions hold.
Nah, I want to go on about it because there's a couple things going on at Arsenal and a couple things
with Lacazette.
Well, with Lacazette, and their new signing, who hasn't really fully rolled in yet in terms of form.
Once he starts clicking, I think it's over.
I just hope that they don't make it permanent.
I think they will.
Nah, but I think there's a good amount to talk about here because Arsenal are very. What's going to happen? You never know who's going to show up, which Arsenal.
Yeah, but honestly, with their current run of form and their current signings...
Their current run of form of 5 straight losses in the Prem?
Yeah, obviously.
Or no, sorry. That was Southampton. 2 straight losses in the Prem. Win, draw, loss. I don't know, Leeds seems like the team to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
I'll
still just give it a draw for Arsenal right now, just because I really want to see Saka go off.
I just want to
really
see
want
like
to see Odegaard.
I want to see my boy Melier make like a clutch save at the end, but that's just asking a lot.
I'd be down to see that. I'd be down to see that, and Arsenal barely lose because of Melier.
Yeah,
that would be a different story. But that's just a big toss up at this point. We can argue everything for both of those teams.
I think that game could be one of the most exciting games of the weekends. Like the top billing is Leicester, Liverpool, and City Spurs. But
well,
in terms of
those are going to be the
where
top
we
games.
want our eyes, Arsenal Leeds is going to be an exciting shit show.
Same with Southampton Wolves potentially, but we'll see how that goes.
Less attacking though.
Yeah, definitely less attacking. Let's move on to Everton versus Fulham, taking Digne. Everton. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I agree. There's not really much to talk about there. Fulham have been playing a little bit better. They're not in last anymore.
But they aren't full draw the way that they were. So Everton 2-0.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
West Ham and Sheffield?
Ham's versus Sheffield. So that's a West Ham win. I'm taking that one 2-0.
I'll go 1-0. I don't know about 2-0.
You'll go 1-0?
Yeah. Also, we got to write these down and remember our predictions because I feel like we never do.
That's fair. We'll start that next week or we'll go back and
I'll just write them down while I'm editing.
Yeah, easy.
Chelsea Newcastle.
Draw.
Chelsea win.
Yeah, obvious Chelsea win. Or actually, no. I'm gonna be serious. I'm gonna take a draw. 2-2. Lucky.
You're
goal.
taking 2-2?
Yeah.
Damn, has Tuchel allowed 2 goals yet since he's taken over?
Bro, I remember their first game was a draw for a damn good reason. Or was it a loss? Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, but I don't count his first game in charge. He got hired less than 24 hours before.
That's fair, but I don't care.
Him being on the
he's clicked.
Yeah, but that first game was Lampard. I know, but that first game was Lampard tactic, and they've played very, very different in the game since. It was Lampard
tactic by Tuchel a day after, so you aren't going to expect him to win that game. He's been playing sort of weird, in my opinion. Like, I'm just not used to the style that he's really bringing to this Chelsea team.
I got to watch him more, and I have to reach out to Paul and see what his thoughts are.
Yeah, exactly. We may have Paul back on next week. Let's see if we can pull that. I think that would be really fun just to talk about the way that he sees Chelsea changing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'll reach out. I really think Man U sitting in second is deserved. Did I really just say deserved?
Deserved is the word. Deserved is the word. You can say it's deserved, it's deserved.
Okay.
Phonetics are a very weird
deserved. City sitting in first is just icing on the cake. Screw you, City.
Can we talk about the table real quick before we head out on this first YouTube?
Yeah, before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I'm worried.
I could see Liverpool dropping.
That's why I'm worried. Like we're sitting in fourth right now, and if the defense doesn't get shored up, and if
you want to know something scary,
the offense doesn't start clicking again.
Everton has 2 games in hand. Villa has 2 games in hand. Spurs has a game in hand. And guess what happens if Everton win their 2 games in hand?
If Everton win their 2 games in hand, they go to third. Fourth.
Yeah, third or fourth, depending on the goal difference.
Well,
it would be a pretty nuts goal difference.
And though, depending on what Liverpool does in the time of those games in hand.
Exactly. And also, but when you look over at Villa can straight up just take over fourth if they get 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly could see them getting 2 wins, especially with their one against Brighton, which...
But so, it's weird. Brighton is not one of their games in hand. So when you look, you have to...
No. Well, yeah, no, I'm just talking about them playing against Brighton.
I know, but
Like, I realize they have the one against Everton and the one against Spurs, so I'm gonna take the one against. I'm gonna take Everton, and then I'm gonna take a draw with them and Spurs.
Interesting. I would probably take a Spurs win or a draw with Everton, but we'll see.
We'll see.
It's hard to predict those games because we don't know when they're going to happen, and we don't know what the forms are going to be like then.
Exactly. Also, we don't know if they have another game in the week or something, and if they're double playing, it'll be interesting because you don't know who they'll play in the first game as compared to the second one. They need to keep people fit. If they're shooting for a Champions League spot, it'll be different.
Speaking of the table, you know whose value shot up this year in my own eyes?
Who?
Raul Jimenez.
Oh yeah, but I don't know how it's going to be coming back from a fractured skull.
Well, yeah, if he returns to form...
If he returns with any sort of form and actually shows that that team is competent, I think he deserves a lot of the goddamn money.
I mean, he's the most important player on that team. You could argue he's one of the most important players to any team in the Prem. They're all the way down.
Player.
They're all the way down at 14.
Exactly.
And the last 2 seasons, when he plays, they're at 6 or 7.
They're a top 8 team when he's healthy.
I know.
And I'm just so surprised Arsenal's in 11th.
Why?
Because I thought Arsenal were on the up and come up. I honestly thought it.
They still might be.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's still early to call it, but...
No, I mean, they could finish this year in 10th or 11th and still be on the come-up. Their squad is so young. I know Abba and Laka are not as young, but...
I'm just talking about this year alone.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just haven't seen Arsenal finish that low, like, since I followed soccer. Like,
yeah.
Since I followed, like... US, since I followed like global, like
yeah, I don't really ever remember a time in my footy fanatic career that I've seen Arsenal like this.
Yeah,
but I've also never seen a Prem season like this.
Yeah, that too. I've always seen a lot of distinguished teams where it's like, oh yeah, they'll obviously win. Like, that's not even a question. It was like the Man U days when they had like Rooney, and of course they were gonna win against like West Ham. Like, West Ham didn't like breathe a chance. Like, they would probably suffocate under like the pressure of showing up to Old Trafford.
Like, there were times when Sir Alex walked out of the tunnel and you knew the game was over.
Exactly, bro. If he had a smile on, you lost the game. So it's just it was just like that. And I got to see like that dominance from other teams too, from those Chelsea teams, from Man City actually being able to like put up crazy numbers against everyone. Like, even that Leicester team, oh my goodness, don't get me started on that, because Conte was the best CDM in the world by like bar none.
I want a documentary on that.
Yeah, obviously. They need to do an ESPN documentary thing on that.
They do not need to do an ESPN documentary on that. Somebody else needs to do a documentary on that. All of the best the best 30 for 30s are the documentaries that ESPN has bought that were made by somebody else.
Fair.
Also, turn your brightness up.
I'm just in a dark room.
Oh, alright.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Alright, so while Carl's getting up and fixing some lighting stuff, yeah, no, I think personal rant here, a documentary on that would just be amazing. We get so many sports stories. We get so many things. We need 2 documentaries on Leicester. 2.
Yeah, fair.
One on the 15-16 championship run, and one on Vardy.
I'd watch the Vardy one 24 times.
Vardy needs his own story.
Yeah.
Shout out to a account that I started following recently, the Football Academy. They have no idea that I even follow them, probably. But they put out a whole thing on Vardy about, like, his come-up and his path. Dude, like, quit footy and started working, like, just to get by until somebody convinced him to come back. And now
Well, it
he's
was
a
Sunday
Prem.
League.
Now he's a Prem legend.
He was playing Sunday League, and then he got signed to a
No,
contract.
no, he was out of the game, and somebody convinced him to go back to Sunday League.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, from Sunday League, though,
Yeah.
like...
And then he
was
got
able
signed to a
get
fifth tier,
contract.
and then from that fifth tier, they got promoted to a fourth tier, and then he
Yeah.
became one of the most expensive purchases ever for the championship at 1.5, and the rest is history.
Because he's Vardy.
He almost quit football while playing for Leicester because he didn't do well in his first year in the championship.
Yeah, I remember he had a couple cold runs and was considering retiring.
And now look at him. He's a stone cold Premier League legend.
He's a goat of Leicester.
I mean, yeah.
Nah, there's a couple other players. I'm pretty sure Lineker played for Leicester. So.
Modern era. You can say he's the Premier League era GOAT.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll give it that.
All right, but
Yeah.
this is going to wrap it up this week for our episode of the High Kicks podcast. Follow our socials. Follow Instagram
At the High Kicks Podcast. Twitter at High Kicks Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube because this is going to be up there and it's going to be on IGTV also. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, much love. Peace.
Peace.